Alright, so we got a new model from Google called Gemma 4, and this new model is free and open source, meaning that you can download and run this model locally on your computer. And from my reading of this article, I gotta say the Gemma 4 model is really insane, and I would say this could set a new standard on how an open source AI model should look like. So first of all, we got a new model from a company that is basically the best at AI at the moment, and also Gemma 4 comes in different flavors or sizes, like there is the 2 billion parameters version, 4 billion, 26 billion, all the way to 31 billion parameters. And this one is quite interesting because this 31 billion parameters model actually ranked number 3 on arena.ai. And this is really insane because the score here is not much different than the model that ranks number 2 and number 1, but the number of parameters are so different. Like the Kimi 2.5 thinking, for example, it has 1 trillion parameters. GLM5 has, I believe, 740 billion parameters. And as you can see, the score is not much different to Google's 31 billion parameters. So that is just insane that a small model can be on par with some other bigger models that has, you know, dozens of times of parameters of its own model. So yeah, that's just ridiculous. But that's not the only thing, because this new model brings quite a lot of new things to the Gemma community. Like it has a reasoning capability, so it will think deeply before answering to your questions. It has agentic features, meaning that it can access tools, like you can use this AI tool to do a web search on the internet or make some changes on the device. It is quite possible, and also it can be used for coding, although I believe this one is probably going to be more logical if you're using the 31 billion parameters variation, because that's usually going to be better at coding. And it has vision and audio capability. It can understand this type of content. It can also support longer context window all the way to 256,000. That is quite a lot, but I think you need to know that you need to have the hardware to actually contain this amount of tokens in the chat. So just make sure that if you want to actually utilize all of them, then make sure that you have the hardware that is able to do it. And lastly, this is also my favorite, you can chat with it, and it is no longer just in English. You can speak in various different languages, so that's nice. So in this video, I'm going to show you on how you can download and run this AI model locally on your device. Now, this works on computer and even a smartphone, but for this video I'll just focus on how you can run Gemma 4 locally on your computer. So the tool that I highly recommend to run an open source AI model is, as always, LM Studio. You can navigate to lmstudio.ai and you can download this program and install it normally. This is by far the most popular tool to run some open source large language models like GPT, Qwen, Gemma, DeepSeek, Mistral, and many others. So after that, after you got the program installed on your device, you can open it, and basically it's going to look like this. Maybe going to be something cleaner if you are doing this for the first time, because there's no chat history or anything, so it's going to be a lot cleaner, but more or less it's going to look like this. Now, before we start downloading the Gemma 4 model, there is one thing that I highly recommend. First, make sure that you are using the latest version of the program. Just check for the updates. And secondly, for the runtime, this is also very important. Make sure that you are running the latest runtime on your computer. That's basically the engine that lets AI to be operated on your computer. Otherwise, if you are using LM Studio, even with the latest version, but you have outdated frameworks or engines, that you might not be able to run this new model. So this is very important. Make sure that you're using the latest versions. Now, after that, we are ready to start downloading the new model. You can click this and then you can type Gemma 4 and you'll see plenty of options. There is the 26 billion parameters from Google, but there's also some models or some optimizations or compressions that was done by the community. Like there is the 4 billion parameters from LM Studio, and yeah, this is a lot smaller. There is also the Q4 or 4-bit quantization. So if you have a low-end hardware, you might want to use the Q4 or 4-bit quantization. Now, in my case, I'm using the one from Onslaught. So this is, I believe, the version that I downloaded. Oh, not that one. Let me check. Onslaught. Okay, I think this one. Yeah, I believe this one. Yeah, I actually downloaded this one from Onslaught. It is Gemma 4 with 4 billion parameters, and I downloaded the 8-bit quantization. So this one that I just got on my computer. Now, if you want to see the model that you have downloaded on LM Studio, you can navigate to this menu. And you'll see that I got Gemma 4 on my computer. But there is something here that is very interesting. So it says that the quantization, or basically the level of compression, is 8-bit quantization, which is actually the same as this previous Gemma. And it also has 8-bit quantization. But if you look closely, the size is so different. Gemma 3 has, the size is only 5 gigabytes, but Gemma 4 is 10 gigabytes. That's double the size. That's very interesting. And the answer here is actually in the name, Gemma 4 E4B. E stands for effective, and that means in reality the model has 7.5 or 8 billion parameters, and it is only using 4 billion of it at any given time. That's why it's called effective 4 billion, but in reality it has 8 billion parameters. So that's why the model is way larger than the previous version. But usually this is actually a good thing, meaning that it will be very performant, and also it can run even with a low-end hardware. So that's actually a nice strategy from Google. Now, to run the model, you can navigate to the main screen, and then you can select the model. And let me select Gemma 4. Just wait for it until it is loaded into the video memory or your system memory, depending on your hardware. And well, you can start chatting with AI. So let's say, can you explain Newton's third law in one paragraph? Okay, that's the answer. Pretty quick. It is 55 tokens per second. That is pretty good. That's a good performance. And let me try maybe using a picture, because it has a vision capability. I'm going to upload a picture. So this is an animal. So this is not white ferret, but I intentionally added this text to fool AI, or at least I tried to fool AI. I haven't tried this, so I don't know what would be the answer from Gemma, but this is going to be an interesting test. And the animal here is, can you guess? Because it's not common. So this is white wallaby. Looks like kangaroo, but it wasn't kangaroo, it's wallaby. But let's see if Gemma can get it right. What animal is this? Okay. Okay, so based on the image description provided, the animal shown is not a white ferret. Okay, that's good. I wasn't able to fool AI. And okay. It is a white or albino rock wallaby or similar species of wallaby or kangaroo. That is correct. That's white wallaby. I actually tried this on Claude and it wasn't able to get the answer right. It consistently told me that it was kangaroo, but it wasn't. And yeah, I think, well, it's actually a good answer from Gemma 4. So yeah, that's really good. Now, let me try something else. Can you generate a picture of a cat and dog playing badminton together? Oh, sorry. Can you generate? Now wait, it's Batman playing badminton. Oh my god. Sorry, badminton, not Batman. Okay, so of course this is not an AI image model, but what it is able to do is it can do a function calling. It can call a tool that is relevant, which in this case I'm gonna be using MCP from Hugging Face to create a picture. So this is the tool that I'm going to enable, and let's see if it is able to call the tool. I'm going to send a message and just wait for the answer. Okay, so it is able to call the tool. I guess I'm going to proceed, and all right. Wow, there are so many requests. I apologize, but it seems that I have run into temporary issues with the image generation service and have exceeded my current usage quota. Oh, okay. So from my understanding here, that it is able to actually do a tool calling. It should be able to generate images, but it's not able to do so, but not because of the Gemma 4 model, but rather my account on Hugging Face, I have exceeded the limit, so I cannot create the image. That's why I'm getting this error message. But essentially, as you can see, it is able to do a tool calling, and yeah, that's nice. I mean, you can use this to do a web search on the internet, or maybe you can utilize it for coding. That's actually some use cases that I could think of. But of course, there are many other cool things that you can do when an AI model has a function calling or agentic feature. So this is really cool, and I think I'm going to explore this more in the future. But if you don't want to download this model to your computer, you just want to play around, see what it can do, there is actually an option to play or chat with this model without downloading the model first, and that is via AI Studio. So if you navigate to aistudio.google.com and you navigate to the playground or the chat interface, you can chat with the Gemma model. So I think Google used to have the Gemma models in AI Studio, but then they remove it, but then they bring it back with this Gemma 4 model. So there is the 26 billion and 31 billion parameters version. So you can mess around with it, see what it can do, and maybe if you like it, you can download the model to your computer and utilize the model to do some really cool things with AI. And speaking about cool things, I think you are going to like this video somewhere up here, because that's going to help you a lot when you are working with AI. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.